honestly my job. I'm not a professional football player. I'm a ninth grade world history teacher. That's my daytime job. They said, no problem, we'll work around your schedule. And so for the past season, I traveled with the Giants for every home and away game. Spoke to the team the night before games, worked with them at their facility. And unfortunately, our season ended on Sunday. If you are a Giants fan, recognize that. But it's okay. We'll have it next year. Hate saying that, but it's true. But the crazy thing about that is that it almost didn't happen. Like I said, I'm a teacher. So when the Giants called me up to speak to the team, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a prank. I mean, honestly, what could I teach Eli Manning? What am I going to tell Victor Cruz? I teach world history. I'm not going to teach him about the Renaissance or Julius Caesar. There's no point. But I did say yes. And I'll never forget walking into the Giants facility for the first time. And as I walked into the locker room, I thought maybe just a couple of players would be there. It was the whole team. And I remember one of the first guys to shake my hand as I walked into the room. I have pretty big hands, mind you, but as I shook his hand, his name was Chris Canty. Now, Chris Canty is about 6'9", 320 pounds. And as I shook his hand, I remember feeling his fingers. They went just about down to here on my arm. And I remember he looked down at me and he simply said, "You better be good." Emotions are misleading. I thought I failed. I thought they could care less. But our words and our actions always have power, even when we think they don't. Isn't it funny? I mean, I know just for myself and different interactions, sometimes it's the meetings you had that you think went the worst. You think the person will never call back, and then you get a call back the next day. You get a call back a couple hours later, said, the deal's through. Our emotions are deceiving once again, and that's something I'm working with a lot of the players on this past year, is how to feel your emotions but not become emotional. And I know we live in a very cynical world. In our world, we're often told to don't let it become personal, keep it business. And that's great, but we all know that when something is personal, we're always going to go that extra mile for that. When something is more than just a bottom line, we'll go all in. Excuses are always safe. It's always easier to say I wasn't trying than to say I gave everything I had and I failed. And it's sad because a lot of my students believe that quitting is always safer than losing. So before things get really rough, before they have the risk of losing face, they'll always give up. See, that's all in. All in means you stay committed whether you win or you lose. It's funny, you go to the Giants facility, yesterday everyone was cleaning out their locker. But there's still a lot of players that are under contract, and see, that's how I measure all in. In the days that I would come and help the Giants, I would always come on a Monday. See, Monday is their time off. Every week during the season, Monday is their day off, and I would always see who actually is in the facility on a Monday. Because it's easy to be all in on Sunday. I mean, who can't get up for playing in front of 80,000 people, a couple of million on TV? But on Monday, do you still work just as hard? Are you still watching your iPad with all the game film on it? And it's funny, I walked in today and who's in the weight room on a Tuesday after you lost to the Packers on Sunday? Not that you don't take time off, but that's commitment. It's when it doesn't look good. It's when it doesn't feel good. See, all in is not about what you have around you, it's what you bring to the table. And when you truly commit to doing something great, the difficult thing is that it's going to be scary. It's never going to be comfortable. It's this constant state of uncomfortability. When I say scary, I mean something that sometimes even keeps you up at night. It's not easy to do by yourself. In fact, when you try to do it by yourself, you often get pretty burnt out. You get pretty tired, and to be honest, you just get pissed off at the world. Because you always feel like you're the only one trying. But it's amazing how you can get this complex when if you really take a second to look around you, there's other people striving just as hard. It says if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you always go together. I always try to remember that quote whenever I get frustrated with people around me and just want to say, screw it, I got it myself. And then when people say, oh, well, now I'll help you out, and I would say, no, I don't want to bother you or impose on you. It's funny, we use, I don't want to bother you, when really what we mean is, I don't want you to screw it up. I'm too proud. I don't want your help. But we like to sugarcoat it and say, oh no, I didn't want to bother you with it. sometimes we need to let someone screw something up. But instead of letting go, we hold tighter. I finished with a famous story about IBM. There's an individual who was doing some programming for them, and he made an $8 million mistake. Lost $8 million for the company with his coding mistake as it was released. He was brought into the president's office, and the individual said, I know I messed up, I'm probably going to get fired. He's like, why would I fire you? You just learned an $8 million lesson. I can't teach you that because I know you'll never make that mistake ever again. Why would I let you go for that? And he stayed on. I want to challenge you guys to stay connected. I don't know what the dynamics of your team are. I don't know what staying connected looks like every single day. Maybe it's as simple as asking someone how they're doing and not letting it be a flippant answer like we do at the gas station, right? How you doing? Thanks, fill it up. I didn't even care. How many times do we do that, right? At ShopRite? Good day? Yep, excellent. All right, thanks. But what if we actually said, hey, how are you doing? How's your son? Hey, how's your daughter? I know you had that. Well, you know what that looks like. Because when we stay connected, that's the only way the lights go on. And that's the only thing that's going to last. If we would never do it in a game of poker, why do we do it with our lives? Why do we say we're going to be committed, and when things get tough, we say, it's not for me? Got you guys a little present. We got chips in here, and we got markers. Tried to get the colors red and black, right? Is that correct? Now, I will be honest about these. Don't try to go Atlantic City with these. They're from Walmart. Okay? Save the gas. Don't try. You know, I would love to say they're $100 chips, but they're not. But take a chip. Take a marker. Sign it. Put it someplace you see it every day. I'll be honest. I don't know what your all-in is. I don't. For some of you, it might be something that goes on your desk to remind you of maybe certain things you do right here. But for others of you, this chip may have nothing to do with what happens in this building. This chip may start for you as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a daughter, wife, as a mother. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that you know what are some areas of your life that maybe you've been giving everything, but it's just getting tiring. Or maybe, just like in that video, Antrell, you've been given 90%, but you know there's 10% more you could give. And trust me, I know we're so busy. We're tied in so many different directions. But it's amazing the power of full engagement. That 10 minutes fully engaged is actually usually better than 2 hours. It's the choices we make that determine our commitment. And I believe it's our commitment that'll truly change things in this world. It's been a privilege and honor to be here, Jessica. And,
thank you.
You know, hope you guys go all in as well. God bless you guys.